I'm originally from Stanford and had a background in technology and media. There are the things that was taught here, I think other than some technology and 3 Cs and 4 Ps that's been taught here in business school, to me it's really the idea to follow your dream and passion to do what's interesting. So there are really 3 things that kind of prompt us to start the company called RedAtoms in the mobile social gaming space. It's mobile internet, it's about China, and it's about consumer products, and specifically for gaming. So those are the 3 things I just want to briefly touch upon. Talk about why we started RedAtoms and what we're focusing on. Talk about what our expectation for what the future could be. So China's mobile internet is growing extremely fast, and that's what prompted us to actually start the company in Beijing, China, and has really spent the last couple of years focusing on the China's mobile internet space. China's mobile consumer subscriber today is over 1.1 billion, which is merely 70% of the population there, and it's expected to grow to 90%, which is approaching 1.3 billion in 2 years. It's obviously a very, very large number. There's only 300-some million people in the US here, and China would have a billion in addition to that. And then if you look at the 3G penetration mode rate, which is a good indication of what the smartphone device adoption would be, last year, actually this year, the year of 2012, is really an inflection point where you see a huge jump in 3G adoption rate. So that coupled with the mobile demand, folks are projecting, and most analysts are projecting this, that the smartphone adoption will be by about 400 million in 2 years by 2014. And really, 6 months ago, people were projecting 400 million by 2015. So 6 months later, now it's shorter. And that will be up from 100 million today. And what's more exciting is that's really not the end of it. That's really just kind of the beginning. There's another 3x potential from there. So by the end of the, probably by the midpoint or the latter half of the decade, you will have over 1 billion smartphone devices in China, all connected via mobile internet. And that's, if you're not excited about that, I don't know what would get you excited. So within the mobile internet space, the things that really made us really excited about is gaming. It's really on the consumer content side. If you look at the market today, it's not that huge. I mean, it's about $200 million. Compared with, if you look at the PC gaming in China, it's about $10 billion industry today. But this is just the start of a explosively growing industry. And we actually believe eventually the mobile gaming space will be as large, if not larger, than the traditional PC gaming space. So from 200 to 10 billion, there's quite a long way to go. Today, if you look at the space, it's iOS and Android. That's where we focus on most of our efforts on. And free-to-play in-app purchase, if you look at the model of the gaming, it's more and more service-oriented, and that's where we've been focusing on building our game is to meet the consumer's demand on having a good experience and having a good service, both on the social as well as on the entertainment side. There's a lot of innovation happening in the mobile gaming industry. It's all games, but games on different platform and different access medium. In this particular case, mobile internet turns out to be quite different. So if you look at some of the top genres, as Ken alluded to, different countries are leading in different areas. Japanese companies have some great games in card battles. China has been churning out some good products in SLG, and in the US here, lots of simulation games. But there's some commonality on what games would would work. That's really driven by what customers or consumers want. And there's some commonality across the industry internationally. Doesn't matter whether you're in China or in the US, in Japan, or in Japan, a good game is a good game. So we focus on a few of the top genres, and we have really right now 3 product lines, and they're mostly leading in the industry. So we have a #1 gaming card battle in China called Three Kingdoms now, #1 grossing. We have the top music game in China. And then along with Playdom, Disney, we've produced a game in the simulation genre called City of Wonder. That's been doing pretty well on pad in China. So we're still exploring different things and different technology and product innovations, trying to meet the demands of the Chinese consumers. That's why I was looking at some of the international markets and try to figure out what we can do to help grow this industry. So hopefully that we will be continue to on this path and produce better products in the future.